Yeah, thank you.
Okay, good evening, everybody. You're welcome to this week's Forex Outlook with Great White FX for the 17th to 21st of June 2024. So, as always, we're going to start off with the economic calendar. And looking at the economic calendar for next week, we have high impact news on Monday. Then we have cash rate statement for Aussie on Tuesday, and some high impact news on Tuesday also for the dollar index. Then Thursday, we have some very serious impact news from Thursday. We have Swiss National Bank monetary policy. Pay attention to this. Pound, then dollar unemployment claims on that same Thursday. Friday, we have lots of PMIs coming out. So for the euro. So we also need to be aware of that. So apart from the Aussie that has rate news and the British pound and the Swiss National Bank, every other news seems cool and calm going into next week. So as always, we're going to start off with the US 100 dollar index, Euro USD, GBP USD, gold, Euro pound, pound yen, and Euro yen. So I'm going to start off with the US 100. Before I start off with the US 100, I'd like to introduce to you my broker, Trading Pro. Trading Pro is an international multi-award winning financial service provider. They offer lots of interesting account types. Most of their accounts are swap free, and some start with very, very low spread. Some are even spread free. Two of the accounts are spread free, which is the rookie account, and the Scalpex accounts are spread free and swap free. So they also offer lots of community service, social community training services like that which you are enjoying now. They offer trainings, physical and online via Zoom, and both for beginning and advanced students. So if you would like to find out how to take part in any of this, you could reach out to me by sending me a message on my YouTube channel. That's where you get this recording. At the bottom of the recording, as when you go to any of the recordings on the YouTube channel, and you go down to the YouTube channel at the option chat, that's explanation down here, you could send me a message on Telegram, or you could sign up straight by clicking any of these, this N and Learn, and it will take you up to the registration page. Once you've done that, you could send me a message on Telegram, and I'll be glad to add you up to the social trading platforms. So for also those who would like to partake in trading but don't have the time, they also offer copy trade and palm management account services. So that out of the way, let's start with our main pair. So starting off with the US 100, this pair, like I pointed out last week, due to this part candle formation here, you could see what happened. Price continued to the upside. If we look at the daily, it's just basically making new highs. So looking at the 4-hour on this pair, the possibility is that we might see a bit of a retracement. We can see that there's a body close above this high at 19,659. So we might see a bit of a retracement into this down candle, and probably a continuation to the upside on this pair. So for this pair going into next week, it's still bullish. And as you know, the US 100 is the empty force variation of NASDAQ. The next pair we're going to be looking at is the dollar index. The dollar index has clearly shown where it intends to go. If we look at it on the weekly, we can see that we now have a break out of this consolidation, this last down candle. You see that price has been dancing within its range. So we have a close above that. And if you also notice on the monthly, we spike the monthly low and close back inside the range. So that means that most likely going forward, these equal highs at 106.50 might be the target on the dollar index. But if we're looking forward, before that on the weekly, That's on the monthly. I was looking at it on the monthly because this is the monthly time frame. This might be the target on the monthly. But if we look at it on the weekly, we have these highs still same here, but we have this rejection block here at 106.10 first. So going into this new week, the possibility is that where the dollar index is, which is this cluster area, we might see a bit of a retracement. So note this last down candle before this up move. If you go down to the 4-hour time frame, it's somewhere here. So you'll be watching for price to at least retrace into this zone, this fair value gap here, into this area, then bullish evidence to continue to the upside. But if this fails, then we might see a deeper retracement into here before a continuation to the upside. But for the dollar index, is clearly bullish for now. The Euro USD, look at the Euro USD. The Euro USD is bearish, as you can see, close bearish on the weekly. If you look at it on the daily, we have a break in market structure here, but it has a long lower wick, which points to the fact that going into this new week, we might see a retracement to fill this volume imbalance before price will start. We'll go for 0667 and 0650. So these are the possible draw on liquidity going into this new week. But if it goes above here, then we'll be watching this fair value gap here. But for the Euro USD, it's bearish. The next pair we're going to be looking at is GBPUSD. Also bearish, but not as bearish as the Euro USD due to the pound, due to the Euro's weakness against the pound. So if you look at this, we had the bearish candle close on the daily. Let's look at it on the weekly. We have a long upper wick, which points that this might still move lower. So if we go to the daily, we had a sweep of this low at, and that's a weekly fair value gap. If we look at it, it's a weekly fair value gap here. We had a sweep and close back inside. So going into this new week, the possibility exists that we might see a steep retracement. Watch this level, 27.20 into the new week. You'll be watching that level going into the new week. So we might see a bit of a retracement, probably as far as here, this bearish order block, because this was responsible for the sweep of this area. So it might sweep up a bit before moving back to the downside. So for this pair, it's bearish, but it's not as bearish as the Euro USD. But if the Euro GBP, if the Euro pound starts to retrace up, then this will put pressure on this to move lower. So the next one we're going to be looking at is gold. Gold is still bearish, but we might see a bit of a steep retracement. Next pair we're going to be looking at is gold. Gold is still bearish, but this low, let's look at it on the weekly. We see this is what we have on the weekly, but this pair is still bearish. We have this massive engulfing on the weekly, which points to the fact that we might see steep retracement going into the new week. If we look at it on the daily, this low was spiked by Thursday's candle. That was why Friday did this. So which means that most likely price might be coming for 23.41 first, then this before it continues to the downside. So it's bearish as long as price stays above 23.88. So what does that mean? If you go into the 4-hour time frame, it means that you might see a bit of a down move first and a continuation to the upside. So this pair might retrace down a bit before moving to the upside. So that's just what you need. I will update intraday as it moves on. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is the EURGBP. The EURGBP. The EURGBP is very bearish for now. It's very bearish. Although the weekly closed as a long lower wick, rejection from this point here. If we move into the daily time frame, we can see that this is looking like a retracement. Looking into the 4-hour time frame, as long as price stays below 84.58, this may still move to the downside. But if on the 4-hour time frame, we get the close above here. That's 84.58. Then we might be looking at a retracement on this pair. So you'll be waiting for something like this. If it moves closes above here on the 4-hour, then you wait for this. Then we will then see short-term pound and euro strength. We're going to see short-term euro strength. But if it gets rejected from this level, then we might see price move lower. So for this pair is still bearish. We might see a bit of a retracement up before a continuation to the downside. The next pair we're going to be looking at is the euro pound yen. The pound yen is still bullish, but it may be showing some bit of a weakness. Might be showing a bit of a weakness, which might mean that we might see a bit of a retracement. As you've noticed, there has been no body close above 258, no solid body close. There has been no solid body close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So which points to the fact that if you look at this on the 4-hour time frame, we have a break in market structure here. So this may retrace. If it gets rejected within this 4-hour fair value gap, we might see price move lower. Hello? Hello, can you all still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So the euro, so we might see a bit of a retracement probably into this fair value gap, or a little bit steeper, maybe to retest this 254. Then if that should fail, then you'll be looking at 198.39, then 197.20 on the pound yen. And last but not the least, euro yen. Looking at this pair, due to euro's weakness against the pound, this has been clearly very more bearish than the pound yen. If you notice, it couldn't take out its previous high, couldn't even get there, while the pound took it but couldn't close but kept moving back. So this pair is still bearish, but we have a doji close on the daily, and this long lower week rejection from this daily fair value gap. So what it points to the fact is that we might see a bit of a retracement into this last set of up candles before a continuation to the downside. So we might see a bit of a steep retracement. So what you're going to do is from this low to this high, then you wait for price maybe at the 50%, which is 169.03, or the 75, which is 169.44. Steep retracement there, then you move lower. So that does it. Any pair? Is there any pair anybody who want me to look at before we?
Euro AUD.
Euro AUD is bearish. Euro AUD is bearish. Let's see, where is this pair? Euro AUD. I have it here. Let me add it. I don't have it. Have this UAD. UAD. This pair is bearish. This pair is bearish. It's looking for 6129. But if you notice, it has not been able to close body-wise below 6175. So that means that you might see a retracement into this range before price moves down here. So if the euro pound should turn bullish, then expect this pair to really retrace hard before moving back down. So what you just need to watch on this pair is from this swing low to this swing high. That's just what you'll be waiting for. There's no fair value gap you can see within the 4-hour time frame. Then within the 1 hour, there's not much except for this point. So this might retrace up before moving back down. This pair is still bearish. So any other pair? So
Okay, USDCHF.
USDCHF, 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 USDCHF. Well, USDCHF, let's look at it from the weekly. It's within this weekly fair value gap. And see, it's at the consequent encroachment of this weekly fair value gap. If we look at it on the daily, we can see that price is still within this order block. Although it has closed below the 50% of this order block, which points to the fact that we may see a sweep of 8881 first before a continuation to the upside. So let's see how it's looking like on the 4-hour time frame. Well, the 4-hour time frame, we can see this order block is still holding. And this order block was used to break this high. So if we look at it on the 4-hour time frame, this is what we have. So that points to the fact that it's 893, price may sweep it, then continue back to the upside. Because this is slightly bullish on the 4-hour as long as 8881 holds. So if as long as this 8881 holds, this, and if you notice, if you look at this again, you can see that this down close to this up close has held price. So if it spikes this low and doesn't close below it, be best assured it is coming back to this high. That's what I can't tell you the bias, but this is what I can basically tell you might happen. This set of down close candles were used to break this high. So you have a return to where they started the rally. So this low might be swept and then they turn back hard. So once you see that with bullish evidence, you can start buying towards either of these highs. So any other instruments anybody want me to look at?
Please, can you explain the level we're expecting gold to retrace to before going back downwards?
Goldy gold.
We weren't expecting it to go up. It just went up like that.
No, the thing these days I had to look back at it and I found where it happened. Now, if you go to the 1-hour time frame, let me just do an in-depth explanation on gold. You see this 22.97. That could be the origin that gave 20. That we could say this is where the move that gave 23.41 started. Now, if they had closed below here, they would not have done this strong retracement. But if you notice, it spiked below it. So even if, because it caught me also on Friday, caught me off guard. If you look now at it on the daily, you will say that this is a bearish close. But even if you look at this low, you notice that I didn't close below this low. So it is clearer on the 1 hour. So if you look at it now on the 1 hour, you can see that price did not close below it. And then the moment it started, if you notice, down candle, impulse, then they use this last set of down candles to continue moving higher. So with that in play, that means that they are going to go for 23.41. That's first. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. Then they might retrace a bit, but this fair value gap, the possibility exists that they might try to close it completely. Let's look at this on the daily. You see, this daily fair value gap is here. So, and we have the 4-hour fair value gap slightly higher. So you will just be watching it to come to this daily first. 23.53. You can buy it. You can go long. If you know this good, if it gives you good opportunity, you can buy it. Then start targeting 23.41. If it doesn't reject from there, you move here until you see bearish evidence, but it may be turning within this daily or 4-hour fair value gap. And if we pick from here to here, the consequent encroachment lies at the daily of the 4 hours. So that is kind of like double confluence. So in the absence of that, I think we're going to call it a day. I wish everybody a blessed and wonderful week ahead. For those of us in Nigeria, we might be having morning sessions earlier than normal because Monday to Tuesday is public holiday. So to my Muslim brothers and sisters, happy celebration ahead. So I wish everybody a beautiful night's sleep and a lovely weekend ahead. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Okay,
good
good
night.
night.
Thank you very much.